Hey team. So have any of you wondered what a working view is in Revit, or what anyone means when they say a working view? So a working view in Revit is just a duplicated project view used for modeling or internal coordination typically. These views are not typically sheeted, so they can be used for testing view templates or filters, or just for temporarily testing dimensions or drawing detailed lines. So a lot of architect firms suggest that you model new elements or adjust your modeling in working views so that it doesn't negatively affect the sheeted official views in your project. And you can draw drafting lines and dimension things as needed and not have to worry about the official sheeted view being affected. So that's what working views are. There's not actually something called working views in Revit, as far as I know. And don't get these confused with drafting views. Drafting views are different. Working views are kind of your own setup on the side. Just a duplicated view basically. And I'll show you how to do this in this tutorial. I'm going to show you how to set this up and kind of what this looks like. It's very, if you're not, this is more for beginner Revit users, right? That don't really work at firms yet often and don't really know what working views are and why they're used. So here we go. Again, drafting views are something different. We're not going to get into drafting views in this tutorial, which are an actual view that Revit uses. They call them drafting views. So working views are more well, architects, what we call them when we're working in a separate view. So let me just show you. I have an elevation here. Hopefully this all makes sense so far. I know it's a little confusing for new Revit users, but and this is, I'm trying to cater to beginners here in this tutorial, but this is an elevation view. And again, this is a view here shown, not a sheet, which is definitely different. So I'm in the view itself, and you can tell it's on a sheet because of this blue square here to the left of the view name. So that blue square is showing that it's this view is on a sheet. It's official, which means it's not a working view. Typically, working views are not on sheets, like I said. So say we want to kind of like do some dimensioning checks of this. Like I have these charcoal are 2 by 12 like decorative wood elements, kind of 1 foot extended off the facade. And maybe I want to dimension some things on a working view. So to do that, I'm gonna right click on the official view and I'm gonna go to duplicate view drop down, and then just so the difference here is duplicate versus duplicate with detailing versus duplicate as a dependent. So duplicate as a dependent, I would not use very often. I don't suggest that. That's a more advanced thing, and I wouldn't do that. So it's between the first two. To duplicate, I can show you both real quick. So I'm going to duplicate with the first option here, and that's going to create a copy. As you can see, all my text and things are now gone that I had on that first one. So here's the first one. I have the text and everything showing some dimensions, right? These little 1 foot overhangs. If I go to the second one that I just created, the drafting view, there are no dimensions and there's no text. So that is the first option. But if, say I were to go here again and go duplicate view and then duplicate with detailing this time. So here's copy 2, right? And it's going to copy it below, and it's going to name it the same thing, and it's going to say copy 1, copy 2, and it'll keep going up. We're going to rename these, of course. So here's copy 2, and that's the difference. Is duplicate with detailing shows the text and the dimensions and so forth, kind of all the little drafting things on top. Whereas just duplicate is just going to show your modeled elements duplicated with your levels. Okay, so that's the difference between these two options. I use both. It kind of depends on what you're trying to duplicate and what you want to see. Sometimes if you want a clean model and you don't want all the text and stuff, I would just hit that first duplicate button. But maybe you do want some of the text carried over into a drafting view, and then you would choose that second option. Okay. All right. So basically, let's delete this one because say I don't need the text. So we'll just select it and hit delete, and that's no big deal. And then the copy 1, we're going to rename this. And so for renaming these, I suggest first taking off the copy, right? Because that's not really needed. And then let's go to the front here and let's I like to put in work in uppercase or lowercase, whatever you'd like. I like to put in working and then an underscore and elevation 2. So it keeps the same name, so I know what I'm doing. But then I have a working there, and sometimes like I'll put my initials if I want to. If we have several working views and it's a work share project with multiple people working in it, you can kind of you want to name things accurately and make sure that there aren't duplicate names that are already created. So I'm gonna hit enter to save that. And so now I just have working underscore elevation 2, which is the same basically view as elevation 2, but it's separate since it's not dependent on the other one or anything like that. I can do whatever I want now in this view. And see to the left, it shows not a white square, not a blue square, so that it shows it's not sheeted or anything. So it's a working view. We can do what we want, and maybe dimension these. Maybe I want to check that dimension there, that it's 7. Let's see what this is. Okay, so this kind of stuff like dimensioning, or say I want to like change the height of these and select the whole. This is just a curtain wall element. So say I want to like mess with the height. I would do all my modeling over here on the right. Say I want to change the base level to something higher or whatever. Let's go back out of that. But whatever you want to do modeling wise, just do it in the drafting view, and then you don't have to mess with the official view that's sheeted. And so yeah, if I go back to the level elevation 2 there, you'll see that my dimension lines aren't showing. None of my work would be shown. Say I want to like use a detail line to like grab an element or something. I can do that very quickly and easily. That kind of stuff. Like if I want to whatever you want to do in a drafting view, or sorry, not in a drafting view, those are different. Whatever you want to do in a working view, you can with line work, as long as it's detail lines and such, that it won't be shown. Like reference planes and stuff, that'll show across the project, and model lines and all that. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, hopefully this was a helpful little lesson for you. Again, if you're a beginner to Revit, I have other videos talking about all kinds of stuff with how to use Revit. I know it can be confusing, so reach out down below with questions and shoot me an email, and I'll get back to them when I can, guys. Thanks.